Hey, it's Harms, and look who we found. It's Elle King. Can I ask you a true and false question to start?
Yeah.
Or true or false?
True and false?
Not true and
false.
false.
So I'll give you lie and
yeah,
truth
you can do
answer?
whatever you like, I suppose.
Sick.
Within the last week, you have caught and possibly killed a catfish.
That's true.
I knew it.
50% of it. I caught it.
Okay.
And I dropped it. Is that the possibly
That's
killed?
what possibly
yeah.
killed. Yeah.
When I picked him back up, and someone said, lip him, which is putting your hand. I just held him by his mouth. He swam away. He's alive. He's alive.
Good.
He's alive and about to get caught again.
Elle King about to release a brand new single. Talk about this brand new music.
Yeah.
Catching catfish. A couple days.
Releasing fish, releasing songs.
That's right.
It's a lot going on in my world.
Shame is the name of the song. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What can you tell us?
What do I know about the song?
Yeah.
I guess I'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear about.
Shame is a song that's kind of, this is like a theme I kind of like to run with a little bit. It's like, everybody has always kind of known bad influence kids, right?
Of course.
But there's, you kind of always want to hang out with them, right?
Yeah.
Just out of like curiosity, like what do they do? How much trouble do they get into? I get into a lot of trouble.
I was gonna say, this is no disrespect at all. You seem like the bad influence kid, not the person that hung out with the bad influence. Is that correct?
That's true. Yeah. I was never like front runner of like kids' parents, of like who they wanted their kids to be friends with.
Sure.
It's not that I'm a mean person. I just have not had the same levels of fear.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious, I guess. That's a good word to, you know.
I would say that served you well, probably.
Well, I mean, I turned out okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but
Sure.
you know, I feel like I'm all right. I'm pretty leveled out. I get into a lot less trouble these days, but don't tell anyone.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It's okay.
So Shame is a song about those kids, hanging out with those kids and those types of people?
No, it's about me. It's like,
Okay.
you know, hey, yeah, it's like I'm the bad influence.
Yeah.
I don't want to like say like I'm a bad influence. I'm not a bad person. I tend to be I got like my blood levels like tested, and I've got a lot more testosterone than a lot of like normal like levels in a woman. So I'm like full to the extreme. So like I've always gone like harder, like I've always drank more, like partied harder than anybody, and so it's kind of like about that.
Again, I feel like that served you well.
Yeah, totally.
Is that what the whole album's about? Is it all songs about you, your experiences? Did you find yourself writing about other things?
Yeah, this whole record is pretty much my viewpoint on a lot of things, but most of it is very, very personal, and it was kind of my way to navigate through, because like simultaneously I was making a second record and my whole life was falling apart, you know, so they kind of braided. Did
you see I just gave you the interviewer furrowed brow?
Yeah. You know, it's like when things braid together and become one braid. Yeah, so they kind of were intertwining.
Yeah.
But, you know, all the, like, stuff that I was dealing with, I mean, music is very cathartic for me. And, like, it's like an emotional thing. And so it's a lot about that. But then there's a lot of other rowdy stuff. It's not just, like, a sad album.
Sure.
But some songs are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then other songs are, like, I don't know. I'm excited for people to tell me what they think of it.
I'm sure.
In a good way, not like critics. I'm saying like connection-wise.
Of course.
You know?
I feel like artists a lot of times, and you tell me if this is the case with this album, are writing about deeply personal things that are potentially very difficult to talk about, but also they work their way into these fun, upbeat-sounding pop songs, and then there's that weird dichotomy. Is that what happens here on the album?
Yeah, in some cases, yeah. In a lot of other cases, I am like maybe oversharing.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think that there's something cool about that.
I was going to say, is it possible for an artist to overshare, do you think? To take it too far, to reveal themselves too much?
Well, I think that depends on the listener.
Yeah. And
I don't think that it's fair for anyone to put any creative in a box. That's what they felt they needed to get out and share.
Yeah.
And so it's just, if you don't like it, get off the pot.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right?
1.5 billion listens for X's and O's.
How nuts is that?
Just on iHeartRadio. Not to mention the rest of the world and all the other places.
Is there anything other than iHeart?
Not that I'm aware of. Absolutely not.
That's cool.
Well, it is awesome, and obviously it is a remarkable achievement. You're going to get a lot of questions about, well, did you have a lot of pressure following this up? I would think, and you tell me if this was the case, that maybe there was no pressure. Maybe you're like, dude, I've done it. Like I've already knocked it out of the park. I've hit a home run. Maybe the rest of this is just nice and gravy.
Well, I mean, if I'm oversharing,
yes.
I kind of, when I, started the whole process of the second record, I kind of said, hey, I did pretty good, right?
Definitely did.
Like, I want to make this record myself, and I don't want to work with big producers. If it doesn't work, I'll work with whoever you want. And, I mean, I have a good relationship with my label, and I know that some people don't have that luxury, but I really actually enjoy the people that, I work with. And they really didn't try to cap me or tell me what to do. So a lot of the pressure came from myself. And I'm pretty hard on myself. But I always feel that, like, if I'm not, then I'll never get better. So it wasn't a, like, I got to beat X's and O's or I got to repeat that. It was a kind of, how do I not go down in, what's the word I'm looking for? In, like, quality or whatever. Just, I didn't want to put out bullshit.
Well, yeah. My guess is, as an artist, you wanted to continue to stretch and grow and evolve and not just do the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah. I
didn't want to peak on my first record.
Of course, yeah.
But that is kind of daunting. It's like, this is something that's so much more true to myself because I've really grown as an artist, as a musician, as a songwriter, as a person, and so I'm like so much more deeply like invested in this emotionally, and so yeah, of course you want to chase that.
Of course, yeah.
But I really feel like I just have to kind of trust this whole process, and this is the way that we're doing this it feels very, very different, and so it's a lot more. I'm excited to share this time around, and instead of like, oh, I just hope maybe somebody likes it. Now it's like, hey, this is what I made.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna put it out, and I hope you guys listen to it. And if you don't like it, lie to me.
It didn't occur. Well, yeah. It didn't occur to me that this is also probably a new process where X's and O's was very much you put it out, and then it grew and grew and grew and grew and became this very big thing. And now you have something that nobody's heard until this big release date, and then it drops, and everybody hears it at once. Has that experience been different for you, or has that played with your mind at all?
Well, yeah, it's a different process this time around because, like, for X's, it really took, like, we released the single in October, and it wasn't really until almost the next October, I'd come back from a tour in Europe, and my mom was like, baby, I think you're in for a surprise. And I got recognized when I got off the airplane on, like, the jet bridge or whatever. And someone was like, are you Elle King? And I was like, yes! Yes, I am! And it was everywhere. Yeah. And but I really, like, we worked hard. We worked really, really hard. I went and did everything and tried to be really nice and, like, tried to get through, like, the dad question and everything. And I feel like it worked. And so that there's something to be said about, having something that's good and catchy, but it doesn't just come. It doesn't. You have to work hard.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we all kind of really earned that,
I was going to say, hopefully what you're experiencing now then
is it's different.
Certainly different, but also you're seeing benefits from all the hard work that you did with
Totally.
X's and O's.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's more like, hey, nice to see you again, instead of like, hi, oh my gosh, please, would you just put on your station?
Sure.
And so that's an interesting feeling, and it's not that it wasn't fun last time, but this time it's a lot more exciting, and I really get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
In a different way this time, I think.
Well, not everything's been announced, album titles, album dates, tour plans, anything like that. What can you tell us about your next couple of months? I'm sure everything's mapped out and there's going to be a release date for all that sort of stuff. What can you tell us?
My name is Elle King, and my song is called Shame.
Perfect. All right. Well, okay. Then I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we have all of the information.
Great.
seriously, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
everything. And we touched on it in the conversation, but again, it's nice when good things happen to good people. It's nice when hard work pays off,
Yeah.
and I feel like you are an example of all of that for sure. So
thank you.
absolutely. Shame is the name of the new song. It's Elle King. My name's Harm. This is Alt 98.7.